Regional Director. And Anna, if I could ask you to unmute and say just hello so you can come on our screens.
Hi.
And Anna, hi. And if I could ask you to grab your gavel in the box. I drove over to Anna's house and delivered a gavel to her front porch yesterday. And the official regional credit card. So she's the one in charge of the money now. But each year we give to the incoming regional director a gavel that has some meaning, like mine has the quote from one of my favorite authors on it. And so several of us talked about what might be meaningful to Anna. So Anna, with that, I'm going to ask you to open your gavel and show all of us, and then you can go ahead and click it, and then you'll be officially in the position.
I didn't open it. Oh, it's the best. For those of you who know that I love my dog, he's been listening. So here goes.
There you go. So I'll pass the leadership of this amazing group of people off to you. It's in your hands.
Thank you, Candy. Thank you so much. So before I start this, I'm going to ask everyone, and maybe because I also need a deep breath, if we can take just a few seconds, a moment, to have a moment of silence and recognition for what our whole world is going through right now, and the effects that this has had, not just in our academic and work lives, but also in many of our personal lives as well. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to be reading this. I'm usually more of a impromptu kind of speaker, and I walk around, but I figured being on Zoom, I better have something actually written and prepared as of like an hour ago. So first, I want to thank Candy Mink for leading our region for the past 2 years. I've had the honor of working with you on the national board as well, so not just during my transition, but seeing you on the national board and just being inspired and amazed at how you took your role seriously as our advocate in Region 6 and asked so many questions that made us pause and think, and that you really did think about all the issues that most directly affected our members and our region. So thank you, Candy, for all the good work that you've done. I'm also thankful for your, personally for your support and help in preparing me for our role and those late night meetings and all the meals and a little bit of the drinks, just to kind of get us through, and all the documents that you've shared with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you too to all of you who've served as Region 6 board members for the past 2 years. I am committed to building on the foundations you have laid out for us. So over the last 2 months, I experienced anger for abrupt endings, a sense of loss, fear of the unknown, and constant questioning of my and our collective actions. Is this the right decision for us? And will we make a positive impact to society? And as I went through all of those emotions and thoughts, my thoughts inevitably turned to my grandmother. And I speak of my grandmother often. My grandmother came to this country without a degree or experience that would land her a well-paying job. I thought about her coming to a new country and how scared she must have been, how angry she must have been at times of her circumstances, how much she grieved to not be able to visit the grave of her husband or her parents, or see other family members she left behind. And yet she sustained herself. She worked hard taking care of other people's children and kept our family together, and told me and my cousins that we matter, that we would succeed, that we would do great things in this world. Because you see, my grandmother was hope-filled, and she gave her grandchildren this sense of hope. Social theorist Raymond Henry Williams wrote, "To be truly radical is to make hope possible rather than despair inevitable." To make hope possible rather than despair inevitable. As we face one of humanity's greatest challenges, I believe that now is the time for us to have radical leadership. And that kind of radical leadership one that makes hope possible and grace extended towards self and others, is what I bring to you as your regional director. I'm hope-filled because I have seen communities accept that their actions as individuals can affect the lives of literally strangers from across the globe. People, young and old, are choosing to stay home in order to save the lives of others. Society has come to appreciate that those who are among the lowest paid, sanitation workers, cafeteria workers, farm workers, grocery store clerks, are truly the essential ones. An independent bookstore, Powell's, got to rehire 100 people back this week because people like us rallied and bought books. Yes, books are back in. Students, faculty, and staff have been diligently working individually and collectively to still be a community of learners. My own student affairs colleagues at Harvey Mudd and at the Claremont Consortiums are launching wellness programs, YouTube channels, online career fairs, social media takeovers, open office hours on Zoom, to name a few, to ensure that in an age of social distancing, we continue to be intimately connected. In this time of the unknown, of grief, of sadness, of anger, confusion, and even despair, I have the hope and belief that student affairs professionals will thrive in these moments of great challenge. We are educators. We are the innovators. We hold our students, our institutions, and ourselves to be accountable. We are the guides and the pathfinders. We are the change seekers and the change managers. We rise always during a crisis, and we provide a sense of warmth, home, and even laughter and sense of humor as needed. And to use what I learned from my own Jesuit education, we are the people for others. We are the conscience and the compassion givers when it is needed the most. When I first ran as your RD, I wrote that my focus would be on these 4 themes: courageous conversations, investing in our future, recognition and voice to our diverse institutions, and leadership skills for our members. I believe that all 4 still ring true to what we need to do for our individual members and our member colleges and universities. And we will add just a few more themes to that list because our students, our colleges, our universities, and we need to do so. We will have the flexibility and nimbleness to configure our regional conversations and programs to address what is happening now and what may be happening in the future during what I anticipate will be a tectonic shift in our campuses and society at large. And finally, I hope that with all the work, and it will be very hard work, that will face us over the next few days, weeks, months, and years, I hope that each of us will take much needed time to give ourselves the grace to take deep breaths, to care for ourselves the way we would care for our students, and to ask for your support networks to help you as you need to be your best self spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally. I am humbled by the opportunity to lead our region and advocate for our members, all the way from our students to all the student affairs professionals currently working and those retired. I look forward to having the honor to serve as your RD, to build on the great work and foundations of those who came before, and 2 years from now, to share with our members that our 2020-2022 advisory board accomplished great things for our profession. Stay well, stay safe, and stay at home. Thank you, everyone.
Yay! Yeah, that's good. Great. All right.